Hi guys, and welcome to my 1-year long-term review of the GK61. Let's get started. So, just in case you don't know, I've had this keyboard for about a year now. In fact, my first and original video on this keyboard still remains as my most popular video with almost 200,000 views. So I figured I'd make a long-term review on it since I've also been using this board to review a variety of different switches for over a year. For its cheap build quality, it held up pretty well, both the keyboard and the cable. However, this socket here has developed a fault in the last month. Every single switch I've put on this socket occasionally chatters, I'd say about 20% of the time. It's not a complete deal breaker, but it does get annoying. Overall, it's a decently built board and I can see this lasting another year. I gave this a 7 last year and I still think it deserves that. Now, for the biggest feature, the hotswap sockets. They still work just fine apart from the issue I mentioned earlier. And for everything else, they work with no issues. Software not included, obviously because that never worked from the start. I gave this a 6 last year and that's still the same this year. No changes whatsoever. This keyboard has performed amazingly well in the past year. It's really awesome. The only major downside is the 60% form factor, which I do find that in some situations it's just not practical enough, especially because I do a lot of programming. Then again, this is a very personal thing. I just thought I'd get used to it by now, but I do still wish for some extra keys. Last year I gave this an 8, which is pretty high up there even for my standards, and I still think it deserves that. Reliability is what surprised me most about this keyboard. It's done a lot better than I thought. I figured this would have died after 6 months of constant use, but no, it's still going strong and it still has plenty of life in it. Massive props to the manufacturers. Last year I gave this a 6 for reliability because I was unsure of how it was going to hold up. But after a year of use, it's only fair that I'll bump it up to a 7. Value is tremendous. In fact, they don't sell this particular model anymore. They have a new one called the GK61X, which appears to have some new features. Although with that being said, this keyboard still gave me great value for money, even if the software was dead on arrival. Last year I gave this a 7, but now it deserves a solid 8. I honestly can't wait to get my hands on the new version. In conclusion, it's been a great little keyboard and I appreciate how easy it is for most people to get their hands on it. I will still use this keyboard to do more Switch reviews, but I do plan to buy the new version within the next couple of weeks and use this as a backup. Don't worry though, you will still see this board for a few upcoming Switch reviews, but it won't be long until I finally make the switch to the new one. Anyway, next time it's back to my normal Switch reviews. Until then, take care and goodbye.